Hi, how you doing? It's good to see you back again. Welcome to the second part of our series. And what I want to talk about today is carrying on the theme from yesterday, obviously talking about Christianity. What I want to look at today is a simple title. Just because you can't see him, it doesn't mean that he doesn't exist. And what I mean about that, a lot of people, the one thing they will ask is, well, you know, if God is real, does he exist? You know, where is he? You can't see him. But then one of the things that I've always thought of is you've got to ask yourself certain questions. The air that you breathe, I mean, if you just look around here, I know you can say the air is all around you, but can you actually see it? And the answer is no. And I mean, gravity. You know, we've all been told the thing that gravity is there, and if it didn't exist, we would all just float up into space. But you can't actually see it. And the point I want to make about this is the fact that in faith, you actually believe what you've been told, because as I said, if gravity didn't exist, we would literally all float off into space. But it's by faith that we accept, you know, what we've been told. And that's what I want to look at a little bit today, is faith. Now, going back again, as I said in the first video, you know, when I was younger, doctors used to handwrite all their prescriptions out. And one of the things that me and my mates used to laugh at is the fact that you could never actually read what the doctor had written. He used to write out his prescription, and after you told him what was wrong with you, he'd give you this prescription, and you couldn't read it. You hadn't got a clue. His writing was terrible. Now, the first thing that I want to speak about here is that just because he's got the word doctor above his door, it could be the first time that you've met him. How do you know he is who he says he is? Just because you see the word doctor and the receptionist says Dr. So-and-so wants to see you, well, how do you know that he is a doctor? We've seen stories over the years of people pretending to be doctors and doing surgery and this, that and the other. So, but by faith, because we don't know any better, we accept the fact that he's got a white coat on, or maybe he's got a stethoscope around his neck. But by faith, we go and we just accept what he says. So he writes this prescription out, and he says, there you go, take these tablets 3 times a day, go round to the pharmacist. So you walk round to the pharmacist and you meet a guy there, or a female, whichever, and you haven't got a clue who they are either. But by faith, and this is what we used to laugh at, we couldn't decipher what he'd written down, yet the pharmacist used to go, oh yeah, I know that. And you think, how do you know? Did they go to the same school and did they all learn to write like that? Because we couldn't decipher it, yet he looked at it and went, yeah, I know what he wants. Then he'd go and get the tablets, and then he'd write out whatever it was he needs to put out on the tablets, and he'd hand them to you. You'd pay for them, and away you go. But by faith, you would take those tablets, and I hate to use the word, but religiously. If it said 3 times a day, you would take them morning, afternoon and night, every day. But you've got no idea what these pills are going to do. You've got no idea if these pills will actually make you well. But by faith, you took them. And I know you can see the doctor, and I know you might think, well, what's the point? But you've got no idea who this person is. You know, you're accepting by faith what he's given you. Now, these tablets might not work. And if they don't, you go back to the doctor and he gives you some more tablets. So what's he saying? Well, my first effort didn't work. Well, we'll try these. But by faith, this is what I'm saying, we accept a lot in faith. And what I'm trying to say today is, just because you can't see Jesus Christ, just because you can't see God, it doesn't mean because you can't see him, it doesn't mean that he does not exist. He does exist, whether you like it or not. So that's all I really want to have a look at today. Just because you can't see him, please don't be put off and say, I'm not going to believe, just because you can't see him. Thank you for listening. God bless you. See you soon. I'm glad you enjoyed today's message in the series of 10. The topics that we've been covering is really just a brief overview of my book, A Walk with God. If you want to purchase the paperback edition, click here on your screen for more information. But maybe you're not the sort of person that likes to read, and maybe you want to hear the audio version of the book. Well, it's also available if you click here on your screen. Whichever you choose, I know you'll be blessed. God bless you, and see you soon. Goodbye now.